There's something really exciting happening this coming Saturday at the Royal Ontario Museum. It's being called the event of the year, and rightly so, because they have an exhibit called Words That Change the World. This is going to be a phenomenal thing. There was a press conference just yesterday actually, and our crew from 100 Huntley Street were there at the invitation of the ROM for the introduction of this incredible event. We were able to go with our cameras and pick a lot of it up, but Premier Dalton McGuinty was there, cutting the ribbon as you see, and preparing the nation for this marvelous event. And this is what the Premier had to say.
You know, in our age, an age characterized by texting, emailing, blogging, and twittering, words have become so commonplace that sometimes they seem to lose their value. But some words stand out, and not even time can diminish them. These are words we value. The Dead Sea Scrolls go beyond that. They remind us that for many people, words are not only valuable, but sacred. And what better place to see these historic words than here at the ROM? This is where conversations begin, where our imagination is sparked, our curiosity is stoked, and our opinions are shaped.
46.
Now, I'm really thrilled to have Dr. Peter Flint with us. He is Professor of Religious Studies and also co-director of the Dead Sea Scrolls Institute at Trinity Western University. He's also the Canada Research Chair in Dead Sea Scroll Studies, which is funded in part by the Canadian government. He is the author of several authoritative books. In fact, I have two of them with me here right now. One is called The Meaning of the Dead Sea Scrolls, Their Significance for Understanding the Bible, Judaism, Christianity, Jesus and Christianity, and the other is called the Dead Sea Scrolls Bible, the oldest known Bible translated for the first time into English. And this is a most remarkable event that's coming up at the ROM. But welcome, Dr. Peter Flint. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
With your South African brogue, which thrills me because I work there so much. Before we talk about the significance of the scrolls and this big event that's coming up at the ROM, let's talk a little bit about the amazing discovery of the scrolls. It really began in 1946. It's kind of been ongoing right into the 50s with other caves being explored. But tell us a little bit about Qumran, this place in Israel, or it was at Jordan at the time actually, where the scrolls were discovered.
Well, Jim, not 15 miles from Jerusalem is a place called Qumran. In 1946, a shepherd boy threw a stone into a cave and he heard the sound of breaking pottery. And in those pots that were shattered, within them was contained the Dead Sea Scrolls, the greatest discovery of modern times.
And of course, he would not have recognized or realized, how could he, the significance of what he was about to release to the world.
No, he did not. In fact, there's an amazing story of how the first scrolls, some were left in a bag on a tent peg overnight. But soon, people in the area, Palestinians, Jews, Christians, they began to realize we're onto something big. And even in the 1940s, there was the realization that this was a spectacular find.
Now, what he did, I understand, was he took some of these scrolls to an antiquities dealer in Bethlehem.
Yes.
Who looked at them askance for a period of time, but then offered him a few British pounds.
Right.
And he sold them.
Yes, he did.
Now, did this antiquities dealer realize the significance of the scrolls?
Well, Kando, the antiquities dealer, realized how important they were, and so he turned them over to his bishop, the Bishop Samuel of the Syrian Orthodox Church. And there was a tremendous tug of war in the late 40s and early 50s between the Israelis, between the Christians, between the Palestinians, as to who would get these scrolls. And so the actual discovery and the journey of the scrolls in modern times is a very interesting story.
Yeah, well, a lot of intrigue. I mean, it reads like something out of Indiana Jones.
Yes, it does.
It's absolutely fascinating. I guess the big question for our viewers to begin with here is, why are they so important?
You know, Jim, think about this. William Albright, the great American archaeologist, when he announced to the world the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947, said this is the greatest archaeological find of our time. Now that is a spectacular claim, and there are 5 reasons. Number 1, the Dead Sea Scrolls are found in the Holy Land. Your viewers today, whoever we may be, we may love Canada or France or England or America, but for Christians, for Jews, and for Muslims too, there is the Holy Land. The scrolls were found in the Holy Land. The second reason they are so important is they are written in the very languages of Scripture: Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. We had almost nothing in Hebrew from that time. The third reason the scrolls are so important is they contain the oldest Bible manuscripts in the world.
Now I need to ask a subset of that one, because until 1946, the oldest manuscript we had for the Bible was about 1,000 years AD, right? The Masoretic
Yes.
text, or the Leningrad
Yes.
Codex, as it's called. So there were a lot of scholars, not necessarily with any belligerence, but who said, look, if the oldest text we have is 1,000 years, after the fact,
Yes.
how do we know that the rabbis and the teachers and the whatever didn't totally contaminate the text, and how can we trust it?
Jim,